From a virtual living room in South Africa, you are listening to What the Relationship with your hosts,
Ntsako.
Kayla.
and Candace. If you're looking for a podcast with sexy, dynamic, intelligence, crazy, ratchet, did I mention sexy girls? Then we're hoping we'll make a great pair. After endless searching, you finally found someone worth holding on to, and you're really happy together. But through certain circumstances, you find yourself separated from the one you love by miles and miles of distance. Yes, today we are talking about not sex, we're talking about long distance love and what it means to be in a long distance relationship. So personally, the longest distance relationship I've had is from here to Edenvale.
Hey.
Absolutely, guys.
Does
I
that
won't
mean that we
lie.
have a long distance friendship?
I'm just no, like I mean, my ex-boyfriend used to stay in Edenvale and driving on Modern Fontaine Road
Oh
got
my
like
goodness.
the longest road trip of my life. So I genuinely felt like I was in a long distance. My philosophy is that anytime you have to put petrol in order for you to get there and back, it's a long distance relationship.
Then it
That's how
means
I
I'm in
feel.
a long distance relationship then.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
had one?
Because I'm in
More
Modderfontein.
than 10
Yeah.
kilometers, please. It's a long distance
I'm
relationship.
traveling from the east to the north. And like when I say north, I mean like almost Daneford north.
It literally sounds like you're in Game of Thrones. That's what it sounds like.
But actually, no, the longest distance I've ever dated was Pretoria.
Ah,
That's
Joburg to
so
Pretoria
cute.
was a long distance. And I think also emotionally, it was an even longer distance.
Ugh.
not Pretoria, guys. Not that other country.
Okay, can I
Anyway,
comment for a second?
but Pretoria. Yeah, no, I mean, and Sako and I are bantering, but the one person that's actually in a long distance relationship can
Okay, no.
actually.
So here's the funny thing though. So this is the perfect podcast for me right now. And I hope
Is
that
Kayla.
other means this is like the not to have sex on a first date podcast. There needs to be others listening to this podcast because I'm here to give you advice, child. Okay. I have never dated a boyfriend who lives in my area. Ever. All my boyfriends lived in, I think the first boyfriend. Oh no, Shane, he was close. He was close, right? Like 15-minute drive. Okay, that's pretty close. Then I started dating guys who live in Randburg. Then I started dating guys who live in Cape Town. Then in Bloemfontein. And now in Turkey.
Hey, I just, yeah.
First, if you're going to try a long distance relationship, make sure that you implement it slowly.
So start off with
Boyfriends.
next door neighbor, then
Yeah.
next street, then
Although I don't see every single time I break up with one of these long distance boyfriends, I see a meme. Like this meme finds me, guys, and it says, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but your boyfriend does not live. The love of your life does not live in another province." And I was like, "Stop. Okay, fine. Maybe he doesn't live in another province. Maybe he lives in another country. What do we know?"
for me, it's just I don't know. I just feel like I couldn't do it. Like on the real though, I did have like a long distance fling when I was in New York. And I met a guy there, really great guy, really like he's an academic. He's great. He was fine. I was ready to be on 90 Day Fiancé real quick. I was ready. I was so ready. And then, I had to go back home, right? Because your visa only lasts for so long. And I was only there for like a week and a half. And we exchanged numbers. And for the first like couple of days, chatting was good. Voice chats were, video chats were cool. But then like it's just not the same, you know, because now you're just like, firstly, we don't know if we're ever going to make plans to see each other. And like, he also had no intention of ever coming to South Africa. So it's just like, it's not going to work. So for me, long distance relationships, it's that thing of you both have to commit. Like, on top of committing to each other, you're committing into putting in extra work to make sure that that intimacy is there. And that is work. That is work.
But so
I'm sorry. If I'm entering a long distance relationship, all four of us must have an understanding. His side and my side.
Oh.
Say what I said, yeah.
Wait.
All four of us
and your
must
other
have an
significant
understanding.
others.
Yeah.
Girl.
Guys,
I
I'm
actually
sorry.
read
I'm
that.
a physical person.
Go ahead, babe.
I'm a physical person. That's my problem. Like, I can't just have an emotional, like, I need to have a physical connection with you. Like, for me, the physical connection actually like solidifies everything. So if I only like you emotionally and I'm not like touching you and the only thing you're holding is me accountable, that's not a relationship. Like, I need to be held. Like, you need to hold me. You
So
need
what's
to
wrong with
touch
the
me. Like,
What's wrong with the teddy bear?
something.
What's wrong with the teddy bear?
I don't even like dolls or teddy bears because I watch too many horror movies. But I can't do that. Like, for me, I need like to see you. I need to touch you. I need to feel your warmth. I need to be there. I need to wake up next to you. Because honestly, if my partner decides to go somewhere and decides to work there, honestly, I'm just like, dog, let's have an open relationship. Like, I can't do it. Physical is really important for me. Physical, the thing is, it's a love language. I need to be touched.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I need you to touch me. Like, I need to feel your warmth. You know, I'm a hugger. I'm the hug type of girl. So, yeah.
You also know you're speaking to like the CEO of like touching and intimacy and sex, aka Kayla. Like, you know that, right? Like her, like I'm just putting it out there.
Like, trying to peacefully light my cigarette.
She's low key. Okay, not low key. High key, a baddie in the sheet. So
High key.
I know that her love language is definitely physical touch, and here she is.
Not
techie,
yeah.
But
go back.
how?
Okay, so
How
here's
though?
the thing, right? So every long distance relationship that I've had, excepting for the one that I'm presently in, which I think deserves its own discussion, like that the way that we're doing things is very different to how I've done stuff on this side with, you know, everyone else. So I think for the one serious with hubby, when it was Cape Town and here, I think, you know, we got to talking and then we realized that this distance thing is an issue, but we made active efforts to make plans to go and see each other. On the like high side of being, like the lighter note of being, you know, in a long distance relationship is you get to travel a lot and see different places and meet different people, which is really exciting. I think in the years that hubby and I were together, we traveled more than I've ever traveled in my life, you know. And that was really nice. But every time I left him on a plane back home, it was heartbreaking. But then you also like Skype and, you know, Discord, and you can actively talk to these people. So I know you said like you feel like you want to wake up to that person. Like I literally will, you know, take a nap and I have the captain, current, present, you know, Mr. And he doesn't mind. He'll come and he'll, you know, sit and work and have my face, you know, fast asleep, nap, drooling, you know, and just like that's just kind of become part of our routine, is that we were able to see each other all the time, and it's almost taken over the sense of like we need to touch. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's different because we know he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, for couples who are long distance permanently, I think that needs to be a discussion for you guys, and you need to really lay down the rules, because we actually, like, playing open cards here, we actually had an agreement that we would have a hall pass, because we are both he's also a very physical person. Yeah,
you see, all four of us have an understanding.
No. But here's the thing. So we both had a conversation about, okay, you're a physical person, I'm a very physical person. You know, we both long to be touched and loved. But this was also early days. Think about it, we knew each other for like 2 months, and then he jetted off to another country, and I was like, wow, I actually do really, really like this guy,
Yeah.
So we had to play very open cards, and it was at a time when I was very, very bitter and very not trusting. So I proposed it to him. I was like, let's do a whole pass situation, because that way I know that it's still within the boundaries of what I'm comfortable with if he is seeing someone else. And it was a very open discussion, and it was tough, but it's actually funny to see that the level of like emotional and like intellectual intimacy that we've now built up, both of us don't even pull hall passes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a thing that we've spoken about that's fallen away. So I think maybe because you're getting that physical intimacy, you're forced to work on, can I talk to this person? Can I talk to this person?
What I'm hearing is that this costs a lot of data.
Oh my God, so much.
That's what I'm hearing. Like I'm hearing like it's like intimacy. It's cute. We can, but the data.
Data, it really is. But I'm on uncapped Wi-Fi. Shout out to Web Africa.
Hey,
Web Africa. Give us free data.
Think I have
our long distance loves.
I don't think I have the emotional maturity yet to handle a long distance relationship. I think if that is introduced, if it's circumstantially, I think that one of the discussions is, you know what, I think have a whole pass, dude. Like, if you still want to be in a relationship with me, if not, we'll just be friends. And then when you come back, we can just pick up where we left off. Like, I genuinely, and like, guys, like, I'm really saying this, I can't handle it because, one, I'm crazy as hell, right? So even like a couple of days, I'm thinking, who the hell are you entertaining? Do they know I can fight? Who you texting?
Babe, that's the thing.
What's on your
you're like, oh my gosh, okay, like, what are you doing, right? And the thing is, this person, what is this person doing? This person is constantly on Skype with you. Constantly. Like,
guys,
you guys fall asleep together. You guys wake up together. You guys are constantly texting on WhatsApp. Like, I think the amount of input and investment that a long distance relationship needs to actually work properly, I think that takes away all the time that he would ever possibly have for a side chick, especially in Psycho. I know you girl, I caused arguments. I'm using my man's old phone for anybody out there who's listening. If you have not heard from me, Samsung thinks it's okay to lock people out of their phones for 24 hours if you put in the wrong password. So I've had no phone. But now I'm using man's old phone, right? I have access to everything. He literally doesn't care. He gave me It's about trust. It's about like having these open discussions. There has to be full transparency, because if there's a wall between you guys,
there's no such thing.
No, genuinely.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
What if the side chick's in the bathroom?
Thank you. That's my thing. Is that you guys are on Skype. It's nice. Next thing, connection is lost. Baby, the network or load shedding.
There's no load shedding. Exactly. I don't know.
No, I'm saying no. The thing is, Taylor is dating a man from Peshe over the sea. I'm talking about South Africa. Of South Africa. Transparency.
No. Okay.
No,
so transparency.
No. South African men, it's not in their vocabulary.
South African men are just as transparent as a black piece of paper. Black.
Yay.
Pitch black, chalk, black
transparent.
Piece of paper.
Transparent.
They're just as transparent as the Soviets.
Hey.
Do you see me? No.
Transparency.
Like yeah, that's a joke.
Okay, but the thing is, now you have things where you can screen share and stuff. Like, okay, I'm not even gonna pretend like I am perfect here. I am way like I'm the same. I have mad trust issues, and it really my last long distance relationship, and when Mr. Big and I were in a long distance relationship when he was in Cape Town. And it was a situation of, you never wanted to get like this. So please, like, if you're listening and you are watching, and you're thinking like this is your first go-to, this is not a very healthy way to deal with things, because it's an insecurity that you're dealing with. So you and your partner need to have that conversation. But if you are really feeling like your partner's, seeing someone else or chatting to someone else or whatever, it costs you nothing to be like, okay, get up and go to the bathroom with me, or can you show me around your place, or can you screen share your WhatsApp with me, because that can happen. And if it's
Ma'am.
Can I tell you what's gonna happen?
Did you
Kayla,
say
I feel like Kayla doesn't know these stories. Nah? You know what happens in cases like that? And I'm talking about an experience with one of my friends. Nah? Her boyfriend. So she also did the same thing where she asked the boyfriend, I'm sorry, it's really bizarre. She asked the boyfriend, please walk around the house. I don't trust that you're alone. The girlfriend was standing right here. He was doing this, walking around. The girlfriend was right next to him. Exactly. That's why I'm like, Kayla, nah? It works if one, he's white and he's from overseas. South African man, forget it. If you're in a long distance relationship, nah? And I don't want to say like one of my friend's stories because she kind of told me in confidence. So I'll just say Mrs. Sweetheart, right? Because she's a sweetheart. Her man openly said, yeah, he was seeing other people behind her back. They're in a long distance relationship.
Have an open conversation, guys. If you feel like you cannot do it, you need to tell your partner openly, like, hey, I'm a very physical person. I want to be loved. I want to be held. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, you have to have these conversations. And if you feel like you cannot commit to it, then maybe you need to tell this person, hey, maybe let's just us be a fling. Like, communication is key. Transparency is so key, because at the end of the day, the captain is sitting over in Turkey knowing that he can see someone else, you know, as long as he just tells me, hey, hall pass. But he doesn't want to.
Yeah, to be very honest, I acknowledge the comment there by Dean to say, it's 120 Rand. But you know what 120 Rand is for me? Honestly, generally a rice
that's
burger.
fuel.
And
A
chips.
burger. Yeah. Exactly. Guys, the longest I'll go. If you stay further than 20 kilometers, I'm breaking up with you. Sorry.
Okay, but then let's think about it this way. If he wants to, he will.
Yeah. He must
babe.
send me data. Sorry. No,
Even
sorry,
on
babe.
Tinder,
I must,
even on Tinder, guys.
my Zoom or my Skype or whatever I use must be open the entire time from the moment I wake up. Then you're telling me I must also, when I'm bathing, showering, hunging and changing, you know, to do sexy.
Okay, we don't do that as yet.
Okay. Then you're telling me when I'm having other virtual meetings, it must also slaying, you know, people in the meeting room. And then when I'm getting to the car as well, like, yo, Frank, it just sounds like a lot. It sounds like, I don't know, like, okay, let me also just put this way. My only understanding of long distance relationships is 90 Day Fiance. So I know this one in particular, where she's in America, guy is in the UK. They got married in the UK, but now he's having difficulties getting his visa because he has a criminal background. So they are doing a long distance relationship.
Okay.
Yes, they met on that singing app. Yeah. So they are doing a long distance relationship. They are married and they're doing a long distance relationship.
Hell no.
People. Do you know how many people in the captain's industry, because he's exactly that, he's a captain, you know, how many people in that industry have to be away from their like person for months on end? You know, there's people who make marriages work where they have to go away, you know, because that's the nature of their work.
And that's fair. That's totally fair. I think it's healthy. It's a healthy balance for like you know, what is it? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. But like women like in Sako will be like, babes, I'm going on that cruise ship with you. You know?
You know, and Candace knows me. Candace knows me well. If you are leaving for a few months, for example, partner as well, talking about, oh yeah, I've got a gig in Durban. I'm coming with you. What do you mean? It's hometown. I'm coming.
Live.
I'm coming.
But that's my thing as well. I mean, for myself and the captain, we constantly talk about how to get me to Turkey, you know, in the interim. So it's about putting in the effort. It's about the fact that both sides are actively invested in, you know, and you got to find out what works for you, because what works for me, you know, and my person might not work for you and your person. Like in Sako, maybe you and your person, you know, your person and your other people need to have an agreement, you know, and maybe your person just goes, you know what, I don't want to ask any questions about it. I don't want to know about it. It's you and me. But, you know, when I'm away, this is how it works.
Honestly,
I
for
love how
me,
she subtly just said you and your other people. Yo,
yeah. Do you know what, guys? I can't do a long
You boys
distance. For
obviously will
me,
have other people.
if
Yeah.
you want my heart to grow fonder, maybe we won't see each other for 3 days max. Beyond that, sweetheart, I'm really just praying. I am
for a new
praying for.
partner.
I'm not praying for a new partner. I'm praying for strength. I'm praying for
Is
strength
it
because
about the
I'm
physical
too
or the emotional
physical.
thing?
The thing
So
is,
it's
for
not
me,
like
like,
a,
mhm.
no, it's not like
No,
a it's just a sexual thing. It's just a physical like touch and
not
all of that.
even.
Really
I'm
about
like,
what
the
is it?
thing is, I'm a Pisces. I'm an emotional person. So when emotionally I'm invested, I want the physical to not match, which, you spoke about how sex on the first dates and how the dynamics of that work. For me, I'm also pro that because I don't want to get into a relationship with someone I'm not sexually or physically compatible with. That just doesn't work. I've done it before. I'm never doing it again. You hear me? Never again. So
Hey,
for me, if I am sexually compatible with you and physically compatible with you, and we're not together, trust me, my emotional will just fade away. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would rather we have certain discussions. Like, if you have a new gig that's in Durban, for example, right? With the work that I do, where I know that 4 out of 5 days of the week I'm working from home, 4 to 5 days I could be in KZN, and then the rest of the
Yeah.
days I could be working on my other stuff. Like, for me, I can't, like, I genuinely can't do a long distance relationship. It's either I'm with you or we're just ending it. Like, that's it.
I hear you though. I do hear
Sorry.
you on like things fizzling out because it makes sense for people who crave that touch. That's a tough one, hey? That is a tough
Especially
one.
me. Sometimes I even crave Jesus' touch. Have you ever been like through so much crap that you just want? No, not like that. Have you ever been through like so much crap
I'm
where
just
you
like,
want to?
okay.
No, where you want to just be hugged by Jesus, where it's just like, God, I'm feeling like
Oh
really down
yes.
right now. I just, exactly. So,
Okay.
like, sometimes you just want to, like, feel like, or maybe it's just, maybe my love language, like, is physical affection, like, right there at the top. I want to feel you. I want to feel your warmth. I'm a hugger. Like, first time I meet people, I always hug them. I'm just a hugger, physical person. I can't have a long distance relationship unless we both agree that we both have sides.
I no, I don't know. It's different for me because it's like almost it's been 4 years, almost 4 years, damn. And it just feels like it's not like every single day I have to see the person, but I know at some point we're comfortable with if he has to go overseas for work, we can manage it because we've gotten to that point now where it's like communicating is key and showing your intimacy through communication is very key, right? And I also just feel like there's moments where you can also be intimate with yourself, but also like third partying or visualizing your partner there. It's weird. I learned this through Kayla, but it's weird. Like, you see why I say Kayla's a baddie, but I just feel like at some point you get to a point of your relationship where you're like, okay, I'm like, yes, it'll be nice to live with you all the time. It'll be nice to see you all the time. But at some point, like, we need to live our lives independently of
Yeah.
our relationship and still feed each other at the same time. So if you have to go and do that gig in Turkey or in Italy or wherever, go and do it. I'll support you and I'll come and visit you when I can, because the commitment is that we're still together and we'll just have to find some different way to work. And so the ways you can make it work is that you decide how often you want to communicate. So with Kayla's communicating 365 days in a year in one day, right?
Very codependent.
Because she is sponsored by that is it Web Africa?
Web Africa.
Yeah, no.
Genuinely,
Web Africa?
guys, Web Africa. Fiber. Hell yeah. Hit us up.
Shout out to Web Africa. But then there's some people who live like hectic 9 to 9 jobs, and so they can only be able to like communicate via text or have like very short brief phone calls, and that's it. That is all dependent on the relationship with you and your person. I also know that sometimes people like doing this whole concept of let's play online games together and talk, or let's watch Netflix together. There's so many creative ways
Guys, you can have dates.
saying that
You have
commitment.
you have your like dinner and you Skype your person in. They have their dinner and you guys are having dinner together and you're having a dinner date. We Skype watch movies. We sit and we parallel play together, which is when he does his thing and I do my thing. So like I'll sit and I'll do my designs and he's sitting doing whatever work, but we're both there. We're both doing our own separate things. You know what I'm saying? For me,
But I think, yeah.
all the time because I'm needy and I like to see him. But for other couples, it could be like hit me up on a message, when you're done with your stuff, and I'll let you know when I'm done with my stuff.
And I think this is what I kind of like appreciate about the work that I do, because it's kind of like passive income. So if at any point he says, yo, I've got something to do in Italy, I can be like, okay, cool, I'll pack my bags. Because I know that either way, I'm going to be getting an income. So it's not that I'm going to be sitting down watching you work. I'm still going to be doing my things. And if needs be, I need to be back home in South Africa, I'll come back or wherever I need to be. But for me, I'm at a point where if there's an opportunity overseas with the partner, I'm going with you, because I'm also on that very exploration. So going to another country wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But for you to leave me here while you are catching flights and I'm catching feelings, so I'm not doing that. I'm coming with you.
You both
I'm coming.
No, I think it's very important that you guys have to have it's important to have open conversation, guys, because that's when you start getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Is when you hey, I actually need this. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a comment here from Savage_Wolf. He says, in the grand scheme of things regarding the relationship, a few months is worth it. I think what's important with long distance relationships in particular, in that few months that you guys are not together, is that you're constantly sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? You're constantly reminding your partner that you frequently care about them, or you frequently love certain things about the relationship, to remove any form of insecurity. Because one thing that this show that I'm currently watching on Netflix called The World of Marriage has taught
oh, honey.
one insecurity that forms, one doubt that forms, and you as a partner, you're not dealing with it. You're not actually saying, hey, I'm here for you. I care about you. Get over this. It can turn deadly, guys.
But
reassurance is extremely important.
Yes, but you also have to be the need for reassurance. You know what I'm saying? Like if I call my person and I'm like, I'm literally having a panic attack that you're seeing someone, and I'll be that open. I'll be like, you know what? At the end of the day, this is how I'm feeling. I might lose it. But then I go back and I'm like, I just need the reassurance, really. Because you realize that you cannot actually hold your person after a fight. You can't give them a kiss. You can't just like hold hands and be like, I'm so sorry. You can't do those things. So at the end of like a small argument, you actually go, wow, that wasn't worth the fact that now I can't even hug my person after this. You know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
problem.
Yeah. And you can't break their knees now. You see,
that's
are you telling me you're going to go on PlayAid.com,
I'm done.
Joburg or Tembo to Turkey to just break knees?
From here to Turkey, and then to his like particular place in Turkey that I can't mention because I don't want where my sexy man lives.
But also, I feel like after that long ass flight, I'm pretty sure you're tired and you don't have the energy to break knees.
I will always have the energy to break knees. However, 2021 is my year of peace. So as Samuel L. Jackson said in Pulp Fiction, usually they would be dead. However, they've caught me in a transitional period.
Yes, I love that.
I want to help them.
I'm manifesting this energy for
So
all the doubters, for all the Kayla doubters. Please understand, guys, she's going through a transitional phase. If you want to make a bet and say, okay, let's give her like maybe 5-10 episodes.
Before I'm ready to break knees.
Please. We are on the don't break knees, but men.
Okay, but knees. Like, yes, if you are hurting my friends though.
Then
I'm incredibly sorry, but
This
You gotta do what
podcast
you
does
gotta
not
do.
endorse any violence in any form.
Mm.
I feel like that
No.
PSA was important because I was getting scared now. I was like, "Hi guys, wait a minute.
You know what? Don't break his knees. Do not break his knees. Okay, just cut the brakes on his car. Don't do it yourself.
So
What are the
how do you have
don'ts?
fights? How do you have fights?
Thank
Like how do you have
you.
fights virtually?
Okay, we had a fight. We had a fight last night. Fight. It's very. Oh, okay. So, number one thing, guys. Number one thing. Have the conversation before that person leaves, which we did, to say if we fight, please don't just like not answer my calls, not answer my texts, because it's not like I can drive to your house or call your parents or whatever, right? I'll just to let you know, Captain, out there, when you come back, I will not be breaking knees, but I will still be driving to houses, quarantine lift willing. I'll be outside, but just to
Yeah.
talk. I don't want to break your knees. I just want to
Just
just want to talk. No, but we had a conversation where we said, okay, cool. So we both very, very passionate people. And we both, when we argue, it's both, like we both very like about it. So we both thought, at the end of the day, yes, sometimes you do need your separate space. So you need to tell your person, like, I don't want to talk right now or whatever. But number one, don't wall them out, because it's terrifying and it's very traumatic. It's a very traumatic experience, actually, to have a fight with someone and now you're trying to get a hold of them and you can't, and they're that far away. It puts on a person. So I think it's important that you have the conversation, that maybe the fight doesn't need to be resolved now, but just communicate your need for space. You know what I'm saying? And so,
you already got 1,000 miles of space. What do you mean?
no, I mean, like, I don't want to take it up right now, or I don't want to, address the argument. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to go off. You're going to have an argument, but you need to have rules in place and like guidelines in place that help both of you deal with it in a way that's respectful and doesn't traumatize the other person, because just because you're hurt doesn't give you the right to like hurt that other person. You need to go, okay, I'm hurt. I need to take my space, or I need to talk to you about it, or I need to do whatever it is that I need to do to like process this hurt. And then I'm going to like deal with it and like actively engage with you, and we're going to actively seek a solution. So
But
have
Kayla,
yes.
can I just all of this that you're mentioning is beautiful. It sounds amazing. It's a great
You're really good at
But
PR.
do you understand that the agenda of men, men,
They don't know how to argue.
are slightly problematic.
They don't know how to argue also.
Yeah.
Like women articulate ourselves extremely well. But men just take our words and put it in a soup and just make it into something that we're not saying, or sometimes
a puree now. And you're like, no, I want to. Why is it becoming a puree?
Now it's like Biden and Trump, and you're just like, no, man, come on.
Okay, so
be my Camilla.
I'm very blessed in this situation that I don't have that. I was not so blessed in the situation with Harley, and it did take a real strain on us. You know what I'm saying? Also with hubby, we didn't really have the issue of, him not, or the misunderstandings. But I think it's important that when you feel like there's a misunderstanding coming, or when you feel like you're not being heard, the arguments need to be less reactionary and more a actual discussion. So if you feel like the texting is not working, be like, listen, please, can you just take like 10 minutes out? You don't have to be like, I want you to contact me now. You turn around to that person and be like, listen, please, can we just video chat this out? You know what I'm saying? It's about compromise and communication constantly. But
I'm not mature enough for this.
Okay, no, I need to tell you guys about the McGraw method. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, do you guys know Dr. Phil? Phil McGraw.
Yes.
Yes,
Kayla is obsessed with Dr. Phil, yes.
My ultimate three-way is Dr. Phil and Judge Judy. Like,
my gosh.
Okay. Dr. Phil, okay. And I know he's problematic, like guaranteed. I recognize that the man is very problematic, but just some of the stuff, I believe if you sift through the crap that a lot of us speak, most of us, all of us, we all talk crap, you can find small gems of useful information, right? And I was listening to a podcast about his relationship with his wife Robin, and they've been together for years, guys. And they said she said in passing, and was agreeing with her, that they knew when they argued that the relationship was never on the line. So it was never a we fix this or we break up. They knew.
I need to learn something about that, just by the way, but carry on.
And dude, the McGraw method, and it's worked so well, because at the end of the day, he might, not him, it's more me, who will disappear for an hour and be like, don't ever talk to me again, and then I disappear, and the poor man's can't get a hold of me, and I'm being such a bitch. But at the end of the day, he knows that we're both committed to the McGraw method, that our relationship is dependent on whether we sort this out or not, because there are other avenues that we can take. We can talk, we can go to a therapist, we can compromise. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think that there's that trust and that knowledge that we're both committed to the objective. And you got to be strong like bull. The objective comes first.
Yeah, James, please, McGraw, please. Yeah?
Can you just send me that part of the, if it's a podcast, or just send
It's a
it to me. I just wanna
podcast.
see.
It's his podcast. I think it's called
Just
Filtered
send-
Blanks, or like Unfiltered. I love it. He's
Kayla,
I need
iconic.
it.
is a groupie of Dr. Phil. Like,
I really am.
literally, I feel like
Oh,
you probably
man,
get
brings me so much joy.
you probably get turned on by his bald head.
Dude, I just want to know if he has someone before the show who waxes his head, like shines it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, because I saw somebody, I saw another podcast where somebody like, yeah, it's on Dr. Phil, and his makeup is really scary up close. And I'm like, I have to know now. I have to know.
Wow. Now look,
Yeah,
long
someone-
relationship between the captain and then enters Dr. Phil.
Okay, but,
Who are
okay,
you long
but
distance relationshiping now with?
with Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Honestly, if you guys need like a pick-me-up, go watch Dr. Phil sing with Good Charlotte. Just go. I won't say anything
I'll
about
do
that.
it.
It's
I
beautiful.
also
Man sings exactly how he speaks. It's beautiful.
I
So-
just want to make a disclaimer that we are not
Mhm.
being paid by Dr. Phil.
No, we're not. Not even a little bit. If we
Genuinely
were, we would have
like
been in America by now.
Yeah, we would
Oh.
love to receive some dollar, but yeah, be like that.
have us on as guests. Phil, look at me.
Wow, look at you manifesting. Yo. Okay.
I have a
Answer
question.
Tuesday.
I have
Yes.
a question. We spoke about the do's of long
Hmm.
distance relationships, what they're about, what you should do, what shouldn't you do, but like the daily of it, because sometimes also we sort of lose track. Like we all have busy days. We all have those days where things just get a little too hectic. Like even people with relationships where your partner lives freaking down the road from you, sometimes you just have those days where you have not even touched your phone in like 3 hours. What are the don'ts, but like the day-to-day don'ts of long distance relationships?
I could add on to this one because dating someone from Edenvale.
Guys, Candace is always like traumatized whenever she has to drive to my place because
And you
Yes,
both of us live on the East Rand, and poor Candace is hauling her cookies all the way out there. I'm so sorry.
I am manifesting
Sorry
the
for
fact
the
that you guys
PTSD.
move like central, like some Rosebank, Parkhurst, Parktown, Westcliff. I'm manifesting these type of neighborhoods for you, eh? Please. Modern Fontaine Road is anyway. So I think what's important, because I'd only ever see him once every week, because he worked. I was at varsity, and even after varsity, I could never go, or I would never. Let me put it out there. There was no way in hell I was driving from Wits to Edenvale just to see him after work. No way. Can't do it. But we would see each other once a week. And I think one thing that you shouldn't do in a long distance relationship is you shouldn't focus on the negative aspects of the long distance relationship. You should rather positive aspects of why you're doing the long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And for me, I also feel like just constantly always reminding yourselves what the reasons behind why you're doing what you're doing positively is so important, because you can't always just negatively attack each other and you're in this position because you're getting work and I'm here. Like, just rather support each other positively. And that's coming from a girl who dated a guy from Edenvale. You know, like, you know those cooling towers, guys? Imagine driving from Lincoln to those cooling towers that you see where the plane takes off. That was me every weekend. Yeah, so that's my don't.
I agree with you though. I 100% agree with you. I think also like you said, we get very busy and you and your partner need to have a understanding of each other's work lives and how this relationship needs. You need balance. Everybody needs balance, you know.
Yeah, ultimately
I
respect. Respect the reason why you're apart. Don't
Yes.
disrespect it. Like, respect that. Embrace that opportunity as a way of like, it's our life journey that we're going through together, and things will get better. Look, like, I think being in a long distance relationship, you have to be a crazy form of like optimists. Like, you constantly just always have to be like, I know it sucks right now, but I'm just going to continue smiling and we're just going to look forward to the day we'll be together. That's,
You know what
Yeah.
makes me an optimist? Money. Send me money. Then I'll be an optimist. Let me tell you something. If
But you
you
see, now
are
you're getting-
overseas
what
for
is
work,
what is the Turkey currency, Kayla?
euros.
Isn't it pure something? You see now, send me international currency. I don't want
Thank
no
you.
currency.
Thank you.
What you doing
That will
sending
make
me that?
that will make me an optimist. Yabana, when you show me the rewards of why we're separate, nakishap. I am good. I will not have any problems. Send me money and say, you know what? Every month, well done for staying on this month. Shout out. honey.
Like an
So
incentive program.
basically, it's a
Yeah.
monthly retainer fee.
Yeah, bo. Debit order. I need to see why you're away from me. I need to see it. I need to see it in my bank account.
I just think
That's my physical intimacy.
yeah, don't look at it as like this, like, oh my word, there's all this space between me and this partner. You are your own person. You should be okay with yourself. If you need that person to function, then like maybe you don't actually maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. Maybe you should just work on not being codependent, you know? But it's important to go, okay, cool, this is an opportunity for me to pursue, you know, my things, my like career, my, you know, my goals. Like, it's my turn to pursue my goals while you pursue your goals. I'll build my empire, you build yours, and then the money can flow between those when we are together. You know,
But also, there's just some
Oh,
things
it's
you
the
don't
lira.
get.
Yeah.
There's just
Sorry,
some things there's just some things that you can't give yourself, guys. And as much as, you know, as feminists, like we talk about OTR, you must always sharp. I really acknowledge that as a feminist. I can't give myself a hug. I can't kiss myself. I can't comfort myself the way a partner would. And these are some of the reasons why we get into relationships, because we're looking for that thing that guys like scientifically, like, this does not comfort me. This actually irritates me. Like, there's just certain. So for me, I think those are the reasons why I feel like, one, I'm not mature for this. Two, I can't do long distance relationship. For me, already the long distance relationship that I'm in now in the north, I'm happy with that. There's just certain things that I can't do for myself, so I'd rather look for it somewhere else. Hugging myself, the physical touch, you know, just feeling. Guys, like, have you ever felt that the arms of the man you love
You know, I mean,
after
Henry
a long day at
Cavill.
work?
I wouldn't mind being in the hands of Henry Cavill right now. You know what
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I get you. There is a different form of like care and intimacy, but also I don't get you because I don't stay with my partner, so I don't know how that's like.
Sis, talk to me when you wake up next to your partner and you guys either slept on the best note ever after like beautiful rounds, and then you wake up in the next morning, the sun is shining through the windows. I'm telling you, that will be the day. You will never turn back. You will never know what it's like not to do that.
I already
I
know I'm
have
already
more
frustrated
issues.
with Miles because Miles snores and he snores and he snores. And I just feel like at some point it's either going to end in tears on his part and tears in my part financially because I'm taking him to the sleep clinic. Sorry. Just saying.
Honestly, my relationship with hubby,
Yeah.
my relationship with hubby was less functional when we lived in the same house together in comparison to when we were long distance. So, and that's purely because we both came with our own baggage. And I think that what's really important is I agree with you, like it sucks to not have your person. It sucks to not have that like hold you and like give you a kiss on the forehead and tell you everything's going to be okay or touch you or be intimate with you. You can be intimate over Skype. If you're going to do long distance, don't look me in the eyes and tell me that you're not going to flash your cooch on Skype. It is what it is. You signed up for it. Now, that being said, there will
Yes.
be intimacy. I think everything else, you kind of just got to like, I don't know. For me, it's just like you kind of just got to handle your shit right now, babe. You know, that's what I tell myself. That's my good morning, Kayla. You kind of just got to handle your shit right now, babe, because there's not a man in your life. There's a man in your life, but there's not a man present in physical manifestation that I can, you know, that I can ask, help me open this bloody jar, or, you know, can you move this table from downstairs? No, but it's fine. I'm going to be my man until he comes back. That's just how it's going. And I'm a bad enough bitch to do it.
Hey, there's a comment here from Kamo. She says, but is it even about needing them to function? Are the qualms not really about the lack of intimacy and physical touch, for example? Yeah, if physical touch is your love language, then
Yo, it's going to be tough. I seriously suggest you suggest a 4-way relationship.
It works. I wouldn't know, but it works.
Also, please, guys, like, I understand something that really got me through all of my long distance relationships is these two ladies, simply because it's like you need to lean on your friends. And when you have no one and you don't have your partner to hug you, Candace Chua will drive
Yeah.
from, oh, Lord, honey, how far are you? Emmarentia side. Linden.
yeah, it's
Linden.
I understand. When I look at Nsako's location to make sure that she is safe, it's 34 kilometers.
Exactly.
That's a long distance relationship.
And
You and I in a long distance relationship.
I know,
Well,
guys.
drive to you at any hour of the night. You see, this is my thing. You gotta have friends around you. Like you two ladies, I know I can go, guys, I'm in tears. I just need a hug right now. And that's why I'm getting that, like, okay, I know I'm here, I've got people around me, you know, everything else. Gotta handle that shit.
I feel that.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, I think there has to be some form of emotional and mental maturity on both parts.
I don't have it.
Parties to understand to just understand that if you are leaving for a couple of months and you're making the decision to stay here and your partner's going out somewhere else, then you have to come up with a ritual that you are comfortable with. That's what's important. And there's one tip here that I think is very important, because ultimately, when I don't know about y'all, but I don't date just for the fun of dating. I date because I want to get married or I want to have like long-term situations. So this tip here says, when the time is right, create a long-term plan for merging your worlds. So if you're in a relationship with the person you want to spend your life with, at some point you'll need to craft a plan to join your worlds together. So having the hope of being together long term can help you ride out the toughest days of being apart from one another. That little bit of hope can go a long way toward making the one you love seem not quite so far away.
Still not mature.
Hey! I was expecting that response. It was beautiful. It was like, have the hope, have the faith that things will plan out so that eventually when you merge your worlds together, it will be a beautiful thing. And Saka's just like, yeah, nope, I'm good.
You know what? Like you need like a Gatsby, like a Jay Gatsby type of hope. Like, like you leave for 5 years in the army and then you come back filthy
Jay
rich
Gatsby
and
had
then
sides.
suddenly
Please. Jay
Gatsby has
Gatsby
what?
had sides. He had sides.
No, he did not. And we're gonna fight because that's one of my favorite characters of all time. And we're
Man,
gonna fight offline. We're gonna fight. We're
him
gonna
as
fight. I
Leonardo
will drive. How
DiCaprio,
much time is left
who
before the
literally got
curfew?
rich.
I will
Who
fight.
got rich. A man's got rich, right?
We
He
will
went
fight.
from rags to riches, hosted the craziest parties, had the most like dope bads in his mansion. You're telling me as a way to project and feel the need of, oh, Daisy's never coming back. Let me just get with some girl that maybe looks like Daisy. You're telling me that never happened? Please.
So is this hypothetical? Was this in the book or the movie? Because I've read the book 3 times. I've watched the movie 20 times.
Why would
We're
a
gonna
writer,
fight.
a professional
How much
writer,
is left
actually
before the
have
curfew?
English literature? And then
I
Jay
will pull
Gatsby
up.
proceeded to smash one of his sides. Do you think that it makes sense in English literature? No. Fred, let's talk about the fact that Edward from Twilight, do you not think he had sides before he met Bella?
He did.
Exactly.
But then he'd seen lots of. If you read the books, I think it was Midnight Sun or whatever. I was the Twilight groupie, whatever it is. Okay?
Hypothetically, guys.
No, like the books that was written.
So Edward had whatever, but a man's like Jay Gatsby, rags to riches, biggest mansion in whole ever, wherever. You're telling me he did not once hook up with someone?
Yes.
There's probably a moment where he got so drunk that he was like, oh, this girl looks like Daisy. She probably
But that's
is
the thing.
Daisy.
You see, this is how you know you're not a Scott F. Fitzgerald fan. Because when you read the book and you watch the movies, you'll see that Jay Gatsby never drank at his parties. It was always for people. He was always sober. Thank you.
So that moment he was lifting the champagne glass in the movie. What was that? Was that apple juice? Was it apple
He
cider?
held it. He held it. He was literally like, I'm Jay Gatsby. Did you see him drink it? Did he have a sip?
No way.
Did he have a sip? Because even when he was invited to Nick Carraway's house, what did he have? Tea.
Yeah, fine. That's okay. My thing is, it's Jay Gatsby.
Okay, so just interject here. I agree with you, Kamal, that it is much easier if you guys have been together for longer. Okay, just to bring us back, because I can't watch mom and mom argue over Jay.
I still love you in Sako, but I'm just like, do you know, man?
I love you to death, but not Jay Gatsby. I would say Jay Gatsby to the dad. Him and Beyonce in the same league for me. Never. I'll fight for him.
Please, friends.
Okay. So I agree with Kamal. For anybody who hasn't been reading the comments, she said, I think it's easier if you've been together for a while and then they leave, but we're still in the early stages, and you have to go, hey man, men exist in abundance. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of men on Tinder, guys.
I agree with you, and I saw this thing, and it was like, you know what? When people say there's plenty of fish in the sea, okay, the sea is filled with trash. Fish are dying. So if you find a good fish, okay, if you find a good fish and you genuinely are dedicated to this fish, like.
But you see the problem with the good fish. The good fish has already bitten so much tuna, and
like
has
Jay
already
Gatsby.
hurt so many.
Like Jay Gatsby.
Why are you looking for Sako right now? Why?
She's fetching me. The thing is with that fish, is that fish has already bit on so much tuna. That fish has already gone through humbling through other girls, even has a testimony. That fish is probably used in church as a testimony. Yo, after going through that hurdle in my life, I'm now a better woman. That's the problem with even the good fish that you guys are talking about, is that good men also have been crap in the past. Like your current boyfriend now,
we hope that
there's a girl out there saying, I wish you can choke on everything that you eat.
I agree. There's something, but I hope that whatever that woman told him when they left, and when they ended things was something that he took in and grew from. And I hope that whatever it is that I bring up with him when we do have arguments is stuff that he's willing to, work on and grow from. I think that's any relationship, I think I agree. It's easier when you've been together for a long time. However, I've never experienced that. All of my long distance boyfriends have started out long distance, and it's actually been relatively easy.
A comment here from Dean here saying long distance tip, don't keep secrets. And
relationship tip. Relationship tip.
Hey, Gatsby kept secrets.
Relationship tip. Relationship tip. Don't keep secrets for relationship. Jay Gatsby never kept a secret.
I'm going to actually do an investigation. I'm going to be carte blanche on this issue. There's no way.
Please, I'm ready.
I know it. Okay.
I'm ready.
Here,
long celibate for 5 years.
Wow. Don't keep secrets. If you keep secrets, your partner probably is as well. And knowing that is where insecurity spawned from. And also, Jub can only travel so far for a Jola 99, guys. We can't do an Jola 99 Turkey edition. Imagine. Please.
Not embarrassed like that.
First of all, you'll get arrested. Jub is going to get arrested again. So that's not going to work out. South Africa's laws are very lenient. I mean, you can just walk into people's houses and take videos of them naked. That's actually a normal thing. But I don't think in Turkey that can happen. This secret, I think that's not even a long distance tip. I think that's just a relationship tip. Is just, if you keeping secrets, trust me, man. The same way Eskom switches off electricity. There'll be lights after 4 hours. You'll see. Everything in the dark comes to light. I'm telling you.
Always.
And what's coming to light is Jay Gatsby.
Okay, you're not right, man. Thank you so much. I need to go fetch Candace before the curfew ends. I'm going.
I am so hopeful. I'm hopeful that Candace and Sako aren't going to get out boxing gloves after this.
No ways. Final thoughts on LDR, which is long distance relationships. We obviously know Sako's not going to do it. She'll never do it.
Nope.
Kayla's doing it at the moment. Hopefully she'll be doing it soon.
Yeah.
Me being a long distance relationship expert, I feel it's something that costs money, time, emotional, emotional power, or whatever I want to call it, because you constantly always have to. I felt like in the previous relationship, there was a lot of homework I had to do in just constantly making sure that the relationship just was sustaining, in the hopes that we see each other that coming weekend, we would be good. So yeah, what are our thoughts? What are our final thoughts?
It's good to be aware of what you can and cannot do in relationships. And I'm very much aware that I do not have the emotional or intellectual capacity or maturity to be in a long distance relationship unless you agree that I will have a side and you'll have a side. I'm comfortable with that. It's not happening on my end. And if you see me in a long distance relationship, please understand that I have a side. Thanks.
I think for me, just if you're going to be in a long distance relationship, communication before the person leaves, or just, if they are long distance already, just laying down boundaries, rules that you're both comfortable with, and then communicating openly. Communication, transparency, trust. It can work. It really can. And cooch on Skype. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Comment from saying, give me 0, ma'am. I'm saying give me negative 500, ma'am. Give me negative. I'm playing, but honestly, I know long distance relationships take a lot of energy and work and time. And if you're willing to commit to that person because that person makes your yoni happy or makes whatever you have happy and your tummy happy and you're happy, then do it. Do it. Because it's also for the benefit for your partner if they're doing it for business opportunities. So go and do it. As long as it's not Forex trading or Bitcoin or drug smuggling or narcotics or human trafficking.
No.
long distance relationships. Yeah, do it. And on that note, from me, Candace,
And me, Kayla.
And the girl Taco.
we are out. Bye.
Bye.